All right, we're going. Quarantine cast double deuce. Speaking of double deuce, happy Thanksgiving. We haven't done one thing since Thanksgiving, right?
No, no, I think we did one right
Yeah.
before. Right
And
before.
you stayed in Philly.
Dude. I was not going anywhere. And I mean, much to the dismay of my mom, who was bitching up and down about it. She's like, "You sure you can't come?" I'm like, look, I was watching, and again, like, whatever the news is going to say, whatever, but like when they're talking about travel restrictions and which is the
Mm.
grossest way to go, they're like, planes like are like this level of like, you could transfer, your spit and all that shit. And then like cars are down here. And they're like, the worst thing you could do is get on a train. And the
Oh
reason
yeah.
is how many homeless people, honestly, in your life, how many homeless people have you ever seen wander onto a plane?
Mm.
Yeah, none ever. How many homeless
That
people have
would be
ever gotten?
fucking hilarious though.
That's what I'm waiting for, dude.
Like if
I
you're
hope
just
they
like
really.
sitting in a plane and some dude's walking down the aisle, he's like, "Man, I'm just trying to eat today." I'm like, "What the fuck? How'd you get on this fucking plane, dude?"
How crazy would it be on fucking American Airlines and some guy like just comes out of the bathroom with a sound like, "Hello, I don't mean to disrupt everything that's going on. But I'm a vet. I just want to figure out this. God bless." He's like, anything, anything, dude. I'm waiting for that. That's where we're
And
gonna
some
get with
some little kid comes out with a box of candy saying he's raising it for his football team, but he's got a baseball jersey on. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude, put a little effort into it.
how crazy it's just one guy who doesn't have headphones. He's just holding up his phone like motherfucking bitch, just singing along to like the fucking music as fast as he possibly can. Just like
Oh, dude, if you got a public rapper on on a plane, oh
oh,
my God,
oh,
I'd DB Cooper it, dude. I'd jump out the fucking back.
dude. That's the thing though, man. When they were talking about like, oh, you could fly in a plane, your level of possibly being infected is this
Right.
and that. And then like I was thinking about it, and that's what I was trying to explain to my mom. I was like, look, if I come back to Spring City, I have to get on three separate trains and then have to like snake through 69th Street, which is a fucking zoo of gross bullshit that I don't even want to
Oh,
fucking then go from 69th Street to Norristown, which is also a goddamn maniac fucking festival of like the worst, grossest things I've ever seen. So yeah, I kept my ass on my couch and it was the best. Holy
yeah.
shit. That is that's a sweet
Yeah,
holiday.
I've never gotten to skip a Thanksgiving in my life, but I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit jealous of you when I was sitting down
First
there like
time.
listening like my dad bitch about something, and I'm just like, man, Shane was probably at home doing nothing, making spam.
Dude, made those fucking hens were not good. Never making fucking poultry ever
Or just
again.
Boston Market rotisseries. You're like, I don't know. I'm calling them Cornish hens. That's what dudes in Philly call them. Like, yeah, I got a couple Cornish hens family feast.
Got two sides only with them Cornish hens. It's pretty good though, man. It's
Cornish hens.
bread.
He's eating them. He's eating a drumstick. He's like, pretty good Cornish hen.
Stop calling that fried chicken Cornish hens.
He just puts like relish on it, and he's like, and now for some garnish.
He's like, and here comes zest number one, Duncan Hines. Some fuck.
Just put an Old Bay on it. He's like, let's go south.
He's got Nutella. He's like, this is gonna change the way, dude. Put Nutella on there. Just Nutella.
just he just puts on like a pile of peppers. He's like, we're going south of the border. All right.
He's got a whole bunch of fucking. I don't know what he's doing. He just throws fucking that green fucking hot sauce on Uncle Ben's. He's
Oh
like,
yeah.
Zatarans, homemade, mind you. That's cuisine. That's authentic.
So I did yeah, I went down to my parents and
Yeah,
I
you're
fucking
the
the
seafood thing,
seafood.
man.
Yeah, but then there was like it was so funny because like it's like as much as that looked good, like most, a lot of people I took a thing of it on my Instagram story and it was amazing. My dad fucking crushed it again, but
Now
it never
he makes
fails.
all that shit, right?
Oh yeah, he doesn't let anybody near the kitchen when he's cooking.
Oh,
He's a
that's awesome.
my mom makes like some of this like preps a lot of the smaller stuff. My dad cooks it all. My dad's a fucking animal with seafood. So I'll give him credit on that. But also what I'll give him credit to as well is what he might not like is the fact that he has to add, like he can't let us forget that we were born white trash. You know what I mean? And even though they, obviously they do well now, but it's like there's just one plate of canned cranberry sauce. It's not even
I
cut.
saw that. It's the
I was
best.
like, what the fuck? He's like, what? Cranberry sauce. You gotta have that. I was like, do we? Just out of the can? You've handmade all this this whole feast. And then he's like, swoop, right on a plate. He's like, cranberry sauce is ready. I'm like, dude,
Having that
cut the
can-
ridges at least.
that fucking fruit poop all over the
Oh.
plate. That log of shit. It's so
Dude, the worst is, of course, I had some because I love it. I love cranberry sauce. It's
No,
great.
That's the other thing
Oh.
too, man, is I've shit like, you know, people can shit on canned cranberry sauce as much as you want, but when it
Yeah.
comes down to it, I will take Ocean Spray canned cranberry sauce over whatever bullshit your Aunt Rita's bringing over that she made
Yeah.
all day. I guarantee it's nowhere near as good. Nowhere near
No.
as fucking.
Ocean Spray, you're stepping it up, dude. We go Acme brand.
Oh,
We go
dude.
President's Choice cranberry sauce, dude.
Gold emblem.
We go extra ridges because that's how we serve it. It's like, how many ridges you want? It's like, give me 2 ridges of cranberry sauce. That's how they cut it down with the can marks.
Yeah, dude. You count the fuck. It's like a tree, dude. You count the rings, man. That's how you know.
Oh, yeah, dude. You can definitely tell how old it is.
Yeah, dude, because there's a finger in it, just sticking out.
There's some picture from the 20s where those guys are standing in front of that giant fucking pine or whatever it is, but it's like in Philly. It's just them 2 guys in the 20s standing in front of the first cranberry sauce can. It's huge. Like there's a hole underneath it and they're in it.
They're wearing those weird, like Colonel Sanders bow ties, just like. Why is everyone doing that? Also, side note, every picture from the 1920s is a guy like, just like.
Oh yeah, dude.
Why
Dude,
are
they were the first black guys in pictures, dude. They're, you know.
Dude. Like, what's that? Is that Reginald with that big safety pin next to the fucking?
Dude, it's like, dude, they show like Jesse Owens at the fucking German Olympics. He's like, him and Hitler. He's just like,
You see Hitler's like all of Heinrich Himmler up in the crowd. It's just like all of them are like this, and he's just like, how crazy would it be if there was one Nazi propaganda poster and one guy like, just like,
like, what's that for? They're like, what's that for, Adolf? He's like, I don't know. It looks sharp though, right? I don't know. I just went with it.
tell me how baller he looks. Come on, you can't deny that. He's good.
Jesse Owens in the middle of Himmler and fucking Adolf, just hitting the double, like,
Yeah, dude. That's so
just has like a fucking 20 gold medals on. It's like,
they're not even his gold medals. He just has them. He's like, I don't know. He just took the other
just
ones.
jewelry. He was the first one to start wearing the gaudy chains.
He's got rings. He's just like. He's like, where did
He's
you
doing
get
like the Michael Jordan pose where he's like this. He's got rings on everything.
Also, how funny would it be if, like, if Hitler was really into jewelry? Like,
Oh,
if we
dude.
just really got into it. How fucking funny would that have been?
Dude, he's just
It's just like,
he's got this spinning swastika. But he's like, it's just like, dude, he's like,
he just walks in. He's like, and it's just like spinning. He's just like,
dude, he just hits it at the end of his speeches, and we will grow fast. He's like, that's a Spreewell right there, baby.
he changed his
fucking-
name to Addy Daddy.
Dude, his Benz pulls up the speech. He's got spinners on it. Like, damn, dude.
Like,
It's made out
whoa.
of Jews' teeth.
Dude, that would be his grill. It would be other people.
It's not even gold.
It's just
Other people's teeth.
like, damn, Hitler.
Dude, that would be, I mean, horrific to think about, but
It's awful.
absolute monster move by Hitler. If he went when he killed all the Jews, and there was, you would see those old pictures of just like wedding rings
Oh yeah.
and baby shoes and teeth, and he came
Dude,
out
if
and
he
he
was-
fucking melted it down into one sick piece.
Dude, how crazy! And not only that, he melted down all of their jewelry and just made one big, huge Latino hoop earring, just like on the side, just like.
Have you seen if he went multiple hoops and he came out looking like fucking Captain Lou instead of rubber bands? It was like Jews' wedding rings melted down into jewelry. He came out like Captain Lou Albana.
He's got the hoops with his name in the middle, like his hair pulled back super hard.
He's got, dude, the pictures of him instead of him just like looking off with mountaintops in the back. It's just him with fucking the fucking 4-finger rings. It just says Mein Kampf. Dude, blinged up Hitler is a motherfucker.
He, for whatever reason, has an eye patch like Slick Rick, just encrusted in diamonds. It's like, what are you doing?
He's like sharp, isn't it?
Tell me that's not cool.
That's the downfall of the Nazis. That's where their budget was going into. Because if you look at it, the Nazis, their budget, they were spending money on the dumbest shit. They were spending money on like warlocks. That's true, but that'd be so funny if like their accountant came in, and we've talked about this before. It's like, dude, you're killing me with this warlock fund, because it's like, Hitler, I got you for fucking 40,000 last month just on jewelry, and he's sitting there just like 5 rings, like.
Dude, he's got like Mr. T dinner plates on him. He's like,
What's the problem?
you say I can't sell this back? I make money on this. I sell this to a French.
Dude, yeah, blinged up Hitler is a mother, dude.
Blinged Hitler, dude. God.
Yeah, so Thanksgiving was all right. And then fucking yeah, so then all right, this past weekend, it's past weekend. We'll talk about it. We'll get into it because I know everybody else already fucking did, but number one, I'm definitely going to take the sound off of the Nate Robinson video and send it to you so you can announce it or re-record it. Jimmy's getting it right now. He's going to send it to you. We'll put it up because at the Tyson Roy Jones fight, and yeah, it was like, I don't know. Those two I thought did great. Roy Jones and Mike Tyson. It was like, dude, well, you're watching a 54-year-old and a 51-year-old, two of the best to ever do it. But honestly, I thought it was a good fight. I thought there was a couple times where I thought Tyson was about to take his head off, but I don't know. Roy Jones looked pretty good too for Roy Jones right now. That wasn't even the talk of the town. Ended up being the fight prior to the Tyson Jones fight, which was Nate Robinson, former NBA player, and Jake Paul, brother of good show with a friend, Logan Paul. And Jake, yeah, shout out Low Gang. And all the Nazi spinner necklaces those idiots have, because they're all right. They're all Trump guys. The Low Gang's trumped up. Yeah. So they come out, and I mean it. All right. I mean, I'll have to get your reaction when you see it, because you said you didn't watch the fight. It lasted a whole 2.5 minutes. It went one round because they're doing 2-minute rounds, and then I think about halfway through the second round, that's when he got knocked down, I think, once in the first, which was, it didn't seem like it was a big knockdown. It was like, whatever. Then the second round, he definitely got knocked down for real the first time. And then the third time, lights out. Nate he went to sleep. And it's funny because people were like, yeah, dude, Jake Paul fucked him up. It's like, first off, both of them look like assholes. They both were two of the most horrendous fighters I've ever seen in my life. It looked like neither one of them trained for anything as far as fighting goes. And they just came out and turned into like they did like little brother spaz energy. They're just like, I'll fucking kill you. And just like, and just like went nuts.
How much experience does Nate
Robinson never. He's never fought in his life. That was his first one. And Jake Paul, I don't know. I know he's been struggling with not saying the N-word, but you know, this kid also got caught saying the N-word.
Oh yeah, Jake.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, dude. This was like a year or two ago. He's back. He's like at Coachella. He was at Coachella with all his dork friends, freestyle rapping.
Oops.
Because that's when you break some ciphers out. Is at fucking Coachella, and he starts rapping, and people are filming it, and then all of a sudden, I don't know. I guess he said like a line that they liked, and that was just the green light for old Jake to jump in. He's like, you know what? I'm going all in. First off, like, whoa, dude.
I already said the word trigger. What am I supposed to rhyme it with? I don't understand.
Yeah. Bigger? I don't think so. So
it's like, well, you could have said bigger. He's like, bigger. Damn.
He's like, yeah, I'm not good at this rap stuff. I'm really just rapping to get to the N-word to see what your guys' reaction is because I want to be accepted. Also, the FBI raided his house.
I was going to say, that was the name of Jake Paul's first album, rapping just till I get to the N-word. It's like, that's the only reason I'm rapping.
That's all white rappers strive to do. If you do that, that's the crown royale, dude. I don't think Eminem's been able to get to that.
I don't think
there's one white rapper just rapping in his mom's mirror in the bathroom right now, dude. He's gonna be the first one to get past. He'll be the first one past. It's like getting past at the cellar. The only comic ever to get past at the cellar.
Dude, Neil Brennan, man. He got to say he's got his own.
Yeah, but he's an asshole. So it's like, it's like when Neil Brennan says it, it's like, dude, you still can't say it. You still sound like a fucking idiot.
I don't know where you're going off on that, you fucking crazy asshole. But yeah, I didn't know that. So I didn't know Jake Paul. It took me a minute to put it together. I was like, Jake Paul. I'm like, why do I know that? Fucking.
Yeah, he looks just like his brother too. Like they look obviously.
That's when it clicked because they zoomed in on his face. I'm like, oh, that's Logan Paul's brother.
Yeah.
We don't know why Nate Robinson took the fight, or is that like, did he just say that he wanted?
I can be honest with you. I haven't thought about Nate Robinson in years. He hasn't been in the NBA since I can't even tell you 2014. Maybe it was like this last. He played for the Knicks for like 5 seasons. That's where like he made a name. He's a 3-time slam dunk contest winner. He's like 5'8", 5'9", so that's a big deal. He's a small guy. He's he as far as a player went, he wasn't bad, I don't think, but like he did that inevitable like just kind of fizzled out at the Knicks and then just started like in the last 3 or 4 of his seasons, he was played for probably like 4 teams. You know what I mean? Like he'd play, get injured, go to another team, kind of like what Iverson did and just kind of pitter out of the fucking league. But he made his name with the Knicks in the slam dunk contest. So apparently put it like this. His last team he was playing for in 2018 was in Beirut. So I got to be honest with you, guy might need a couple bucks. All right. If you're playing in the fucking Beirut League.
Go to the Beirut League?
Yeah, dude. They just play with rocks. There's not even basketball. It's just boulders. I think cannonballs.
On the Beirut team, was it a goat named Jim? He's like, get over there.
He's pretty good. 2-time All-Star champion.
He's aggressive. Got a low post presence.
Yeah, he got injured in the on the Beirut squad, and he has in 2018. I think that was it. He came back to the States. I think he owns a couple businesses. The funniest thing was, I was looking on his Wikipedia, and I got all this. He's an avid car collector, and I shit you not. This says you look it up on his Wikipedia. He goes, he's an avid car collector. Cars he owns. I swear to God, the first one he goes, he owns a Jeep Grand Cherokee. I was like, yeah, so does my Aunt Donna. What the fuck? What do you mean avid car collector? That's his number one. He has like a Grand Cherokee, a Hummer, and like a Firebird. I'm like, that's a fucking guy who just failed out of the Beirut League, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not a car collection. That's my Uncle Jeff's backyard with project cars.
That Firebird's gonna be up soon, Rye. You better be ready.
I'm telling you right now, Rye, that Firebird gonna be burning my bird off once I get that ignition started.
You've been repairing this since 1984. He's like, and I take my time, sir.
Avid car.
I swear to God, look on his Wikipedia. The first car is Jeep Grand Cherokee. I was like, whoa.
calling Nate Robinson an avid card collector. It's like calling me a whiskey connoisseur. It's like right over
Yeah.
here. I've got Beams 8-star. I found it.
Yeah. What would you, Ryan? Yeah, Ryan, we go to Ryan Shaner for our whiskey tasting of the week. Whatever's free, it's good. Thank you.
Dude, they pan into me. I'm asleep on the wheel of a Jeep Grand Cherokee. Just like,
So yeah, and like, I don't know. It said he announced his, keep in mind, I'm still going off his Wikipedia page, announced his boxing debut against Jake Paul. I know Jake Paul obviously has been called a racist at some point. I don't know where they got that. So he took the fight. Neither of them have ever boxed. It showed. And then Nate got put to sleep. And I got to be honest with you, it was, I don't think it's embarrassing for Nate Robinson to lose to him. I think it's embarrassing for Jake Paul to honestly think he's a fighter now. And me and Wood actually said this. Whoever Jake Paul fights next, because obviously he's going to fight again. This kid's got white boy fucking confidence now. He beat up a 36-year-old retired NBA player with tattoos. So he's the hardest one out there. Also 5'9" with a 4-inch reach. He's going to take another fight. Whoever he fights next, I might put literally my house on. Everything I own, I'm going to put to wail on Jake Paul, dude. That kid boxing was so, dude, I swear to God, they were doing like backward punches. Like,
dude, I watched the knockout part and it
honestly, yeah, he ran into it. He ran right into him. I don't know what he was thinking. They did the punch and step away. They're like, ah. You know what I mean?
That's all fine, well and good. I'm not saying that fucking Robinson didn't get laid out, but what I will say is that it didn't look like fucking Jake Paul hit him that hard. It didn't even look like he hit him that hard.
He didn't.
And the way
he called him in the fucking, he didn't hit him hard. Nate Robinson obviously didn't. I don't know if he. I don't know, man. I don't know what he did to train for this fight. I don't know what Jake Paul did. But afterwards, watching the post-fight interview, you hear Jake Paul like, I talk a lot of shit, but obviously I back it up. I was like, no, you don't. You haven't backed up anything. Because if anybody came in this ring that had trained more than 2 hours, they would have fucking ripped your head off. You stink.
What if Jake Paul was just doing all the Ivan Drago training? Like, weird, like, dude, fucking underground fucking thing, just getting juiced up and then running around and hitting a fucking speed bag. Like,
they were, both of them looked like they were 2 steps away from getting into like a capoeira fight, dude. They were like, going to start spinning on their heads. I was like, what is happening? And that's what I was saying is like to watch Roy Jones and Tyson, they hugged up a ton, which sucked, Tyson and Jones. But when they were swinging, you'd see Roy Jones, he ducked out a couple times because Tyson switches his stance up a bunch. And it looked good. Roy Jones caught him a couple times in the face, like a couple jabs. And Tyson, obviously. But like even those guys, it was like, all right, this looks all right. You'd think Nate Robinson and Jake Paul would be the two to be like, all right, fuck. This is probably going to be a pretty highly watched event. I might want to get a couple rounds in before this thing. It's like, dude,
I might want to try something.
Dude, Nate Robinson looked like he spent more time on his fucking outfit than he did learning how to box. He came out in all Knicks colors, which if you're doing that, I don't know why anyone's surprised that he got knocked out, dude. He looked like the last 18 season of the Knicks. That's how he fucking fought. Horribly. Just horrendous and getting knocked out immediately by an overprivileged white boy. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, that's the Knicks in a nutshell.
The other thing we had said too, and again, I'm kind of blown away about it. Is like people who, when that happened, who are like, oh, now it's like, every white like Trump supporters now like gonna just like this just it erased so many things for like black people stepping forward, and like this white boy who supports Trump, he just proved a bunch of Trump people like to act more cocky. I'm like, I don't think Trump people would even give a shit.
Most people didn't even know he was a Trump kid.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's like an outright Trump guy. I don't know. I don't think he's not like out with wearing the MAGA hat, fucking marching. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I really don't give a shit. But at the same time, it's like, I'll tell you right now, this kid fights again. I don't give a shit. He could be fighting fucking Beetlejuice from Stern. I'm putting everything I own on Beetlejuice.
Dude, how crazy would it be is if he Paul gets knocked out. Jake Paul gets knocked out. He's dead. His brother's like, you fucking with me? You
Oh
fucking with
my
me?
god, dude! His brother just drops into the ring like
Cyborg.
Owen Hart wearing that green hat.
Dude, that would be the best, dude.
You fucking
That's
with me?
another thing, dude. What is Logan Paul gonna do now? Now his
He's
brother's
got to
stable.
step it up. His brother's got all the
He's got
attention. He needs to get back to the forest, dude.
dude.
I hope they
he's got-
just go live. I hope Logan Paul just starts doing a live feed from like the fucking Golden Gate Bridge. He's like, "We're gonna get one. We're gonna get one." He just jumps all like, "You fucking with me?"
They go to Logan Paul. He's in the suicide bars, just punching someone's feet like a speed bag. He's like, I'm training. I'm the
He's
only
like, "I'm
person-"
coming for you."
dude.
He should make those two fight. Because
I'm
Logan
just gonna
Paul,
say, dude,
Logan Paul, I think is trying to be like a legitimate like UFC
doing
fighter
MMA?
or yeah, like he's like trying to like I think get signed by Dana White. I don't know. Honestly, like don't quote me on that, but I know he was trying to do something like that, not like the celebrity bullshit like his brother's doing with, a midget who hasn't been relevant in, 8 years. So it's like
I don't know, man. When I see dudes do that, who are like that stupid bullshit YouTube celebrity, if I
Yeah.
was a MMA fighter, my whole fucking job, then anybody's like, oh, I know we have an undercard battle. It's actually going to be you versus Logan Paul. My mentality would be like, paralyze. I'm going to paralyze. Like,
yeah.
totally.
That's when you get on the horn with Janetti and you're like, I go up with it first, right? He's like, what you want to do, Rye? What are you looking for? Full paralyze? Full vertebrae? Okay. You want to come down force. Don't ask him if he's ever, boxing for. Just
I want you to watch these diving techniques straight down on the crown of your head. Down.
That should be the next fight, dude. Logan or Jake Paul wants to get my respect. Get in the ring with Janetti, dude. And Janetti, his entrance music should just be the video of him paralyzing that guy. No fucking music.
Over and over again.
You'll see Jake Paul run for the fucking hills, dude. I'd be like, oh my God.
Dude, that's how Janetti would train. He just put on the old footage of him paralyzing that guy. And he's in his room like,
dude, that'd be so funny. It's just playing like the best. Yeah, no one's gonna take me. But it's just like they go to a montage of Janetti just fucking doing the rocker dropper to like crash test dummies. They're like, dude, you gotta come down with it.
no, but it's like old school like training in Rocky. So like he's actually
instead of a log, he's carrying a dummy on his back running through snow, and then he paralyzes it. He runs to the top of the art museum steps and paralyzes a dummy. He's like, yes.
And you see at one point in time, fucking Janetti walks into like a drugstore and just kicks over a wheelchair and just like he grabs it off the fucking thing. It's like a fatty nut.
You're the best. Ah! Boom. Dude, that's his only training. His only training should be how to perfect the rocker dropper to paralyze people. That's it.
Paralyzer, dude. You gotta fucking get it to a point where it's the point of no return. If you're gonna do it, that's what it needs to be. And that's what I'm waiting for too.
What?
In MMA, I'm waiting for someone to honestly try to do like a real professional wrestling move. Like a real one. I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet.
Honestly. Yeah. I mean, it might have by like accident. That'd be so funny if it was like some crazy one by accident where like it was like a suplex where like somebody ran and the guy lifts him up. He's like, well, I guess we're going with it, dude. I got you up there. Dude.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. I mean, Rampage would like pick people up and like kind of power them. But like, I'm talking about like watching someone like put someone on their shoulders and like do a fucking F5 and just come down. It's like, what was that?
Dude, I was thinking of him. Somebody had. You ever see this? I do wonder that. It's a good point. I'm glad you brought this up. Do you know the perfect timing for one of the best wrestling moves ever is when they in MMA, people will go to the ground and then they're like, you know what I mean? And the person's still standing. If they're getting knocked out, they go to the ground. So sometimes the person on the ground will like lock them up with their legs, you know what I mean? To basically just kind of stop and pause. So whatever. And then they're gripping them and they're trying to like, rearrange their handle. But dude, and then there's been times where they like lift them up and like drop them. Dude, I want to see somebody lift them up, but just keep going and hit a full perfect plex, dude. Just like, dude,
that would be the best, dude. It's like,
I would be like, dude, I would lose my fucking mind if somebody perfect plex somebody and he doesn't know he did it. He's like, do I got him down? Call it, baby. Come on.
I win, right? Like, or just seeing some guy get ballsy in round 3 of an undercard. Like, you know what I'm going to try to do? Put this guy in the goddamn sharpshooter. Just watching someone get put, like, it's like, what is happening? It's like,
Dude,
I don't know,
or if the
like,
ref was in on it, dude, and they just fucking triple D'd somebody, threw him up. Like,
dude,
we got a table in the ring.
Herb Dean gets sued because he 3Ds a guy, and he's just like in the ring. It's like, what happened? Like,
Dude, they're both wearing the black framed glasses.
it's like,
and overalls with tie dye. It's like, what?
dude, that's when Dana White's like, we should have known there was something going on. He showed up with a overalls and tie dye, and something that Herb doesn't always wear. I don't understand it. It was.
I never seen him walk around with that guy Big Dick before, but
he had a whole sign with him the whole time. I didn't know what was going on. He kept doing this. He kept.
I thought it was like a cool thing they do now. I don't know.
It's like one of those things. We got to be smarter. I'm just waiting for something like that to happen. It's got to happen.
Yeah, it will. It will. I don't see why not.
That was the other thing that I was kind of pumped when Lesnar went into the UFC. I was like, oh, I'm going to see it actually try. I mean, there is nothing against suplexing anybody in the UFC. There's nothing against slamming anybody in the UFC. And there's nothing against, like, any type of like rear naked or like front chokeholds. So like getting somebody in that, and if you're strong enough, I think the only thing that would suck is that a lot of times in wrestling, that those guys are assisting you because they're like jumping up and like it's all choreographed. I think if you can legitimately vertically suplex somebody with your own strength, that should be full legal as fuck, dude. That should be like that.
I mean, dude, I guarantee it's happened by like accident, and everybody was like, "Whoa, look at that move!" Just kind of wrote it off. But people that like the WWF are like, "Whoa, dude, you seen that? That was a tequila sunrise."
Did you see? He just did a shooting star press. I don't even know how he can get up that high. On that.
The best is going to be when they stand up on the octagon and start doing moonsaults. It's like, whoa, dude.
High impact octagon, dude. That's what I want.
I don't know why not. If it's the ultimate fighting, why can't someone jump off the fucking top?
Seriously.
It's their decision.
He's like, he's climbing. Dude, the turnbuckles are only like 4 feet high. You're like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, there's no bounce to him. It's just you got to jump.
Like, oh, he just broke his entire rib cage by missing. It's like,
yeah, I don't know. Dude, and back to the fucking Jake Paul thing where it's like, I don't know. I'm not gonna. The kid knocked him out. Whatever. I honestly, I didn't give a shit the minute Tyson and Jones came out. I think everyone just was like, yeah, nobody gives a shit. Twitter was hilarious to watch all the NBA players fucking tearing Nate Robinson apart. That was funny. Yeah. But it's also like, and then I saw people like really putting legitimate opinions into this, and they're like, oh my god, this is, I guess the fucking alt-right wins this. It's like, what are you talking about? Both retards stink. They both fought like assholes. It ended with Nate Robinson getting his head ripped off. And that's it. Dude, if you thought about it any further than that, you're a fucking retard. It's like, dude, that's like analyzing fucking what's her name? Like all those, like when Screech was boxing, you know what I mean? It's like, who gives a shit?
That's kind of what I mean. It's not like it was the best of the best. It was just like, what the fuck are you talking? Like, it'd be one thing is like, this is the biggest, strongest racist we have going up against the biggest, strongest, like, anti-fa. Like, then I could see you guys like, no, none of these guys represented shit. It'd be different. Yeah. It's like you just watched a fucking Special Olympics boxing match. That's what you watched.
Yeah.
Tantamount. That's all you watched. You guys.
I mean, dude, they definitely had the style of a couple of fucking Special Olympians. Dude, it was a lot of slobber.
Logan. Jake Paul was distracted by a quarter that he saw earlier. He's like,
he's just holding a teddy bear really tight at the end. He's like, I had fun.
Like, you can't do it. That's actually like another point, like going back, that one Down syndrome fighter that nobody wanted to fight in the MMA. That was like 3 years ago. Nobody wanted to fight him.
Oh yeah.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
why? Because MMA fighters are fucking
Yeah, I
just
was gonna
dumb, and they're
say,
like, I don't want to catch that downs, dude. You know what I mean?
What are
Like,
you
we
talking
taking
about?
safety precautions.
if anything, you knock the downs out of them. You can.
I,
like,
I bet you that guy would fuck up half the MMA guys, dude.
destroy you. And that's what I don't. That's what I mean, man. Is that like everyone was? That's. I'm waiting for MMA to reach that point where they go like intergender. Like, I mean, yeah, they were doing it like everyone was talking about how. What do you mean?
No, sorry, I didn't want to cut you off, but you said intergender, but there's like, I remember we talked about this like a while ago. I think it was like last year, but there was that wrestler in Ohio. It was like a high school wrestler who was transgender, who was like wailing on the fucking female circuit. It's like, well, yeah, it's a guy. What are you talking about? Like, it really wasn't even transgender. It was just a guy in a wig. I'm like, you're not even trying. You just look like Prince Valiant out there suplexing bitches.
That's what happened with Fallon Fox. Everyone
right.
up in arms against Fallon Fox. And it's like she caved in a woman's head.
Yeah. She's got man strength. She's a dude.
But that's kind of like what I'm getting at is like when you hear about women talk about like, hey, I want to compete at a male level. I'm all for that. What was it? Like 2 weeks ago, that fucking chick who like broke a gender barrier. She's the first kicker for Vanderbilt. She's the first female kicker.
Yeah. Who's putting up half nude pictures?
Oh, I didn't even see those. I'll look those up.
All right. Got your attention. What's her name again?
I don't know. Half nude kicker.
Yeah, Google that. You'll get it back. You might, but you gotta watch out. You might get Young Ho from the Atlanta Falcons. Their kicker's name's Young Ho. He's the fucking man, dude. He's so good. The kicker for the Falcons, Young Ho, dude. That's just his first name.
Young.
I swear to God, his first name's Young Ho.
What's his last name?
I can't say it. I
was gonna say, can you not? What do you mean you can't pronounce it? Do you mean you can't pronounce it? You're like, no, I can't say it. She's like, it's my Rutuli.
Cool. It's Young Ho. It's Younghoe is his first name. It's literally spelled Young Ho. And his last name's Koo, Koo. So he's Koo Young Ho. That guy's K. Every time he hits a field goal, he just puts on little, really thin sunglasses.
No, he puts on.
He is good as shit, though, dude. I'll tell you, he's probably one of the best kickers in the league. He's fucking unbelievable. He's so good.
Oh man, well, that's great.
Yeah. So sorry. Yeah. So I mean, basically, here's the deal. Jake Paul beat up Nate Robinson. Nobody gives a shit. Jake Paul's still a pussy, dude. All right. Find a dead body in the woods because that's the biggest knockout the Paul family will have right now is that retard wearing a Furby, what was it? A Minion hat and fucking seeing a body hanging and him asking the dead body if they're fucking with him. No, Jake Paul could knock out fucking Tyson Fury. And I'd be like, I don't know, dude. Logan's still kind of got the fucking biggest KO in your family.
I mean, you can't take that away from him. That's pretty fucking great.
That'd be so funny if fucking Logan Paul just went off the wire and just walked back into the suicide forest and just had like fucking 20 bodies hanging. Like it was like fucking like it was like
bigger plot twist would be Logan Paul murders his brother out of blind jealousy.
They should fight. Those two should fight. Dude, those two should fight because at the end of the day, no one gives a shit about your family and who dies. Have a death match. And here's the bottom line. Whoever's living at the end is the better fighter, dude. Logan or Jakey.
Whoever loses has to go to the suicide forest and stay there. That's what you have to do.
I mean, here's the deal. And that's all I give a shit about this fight because it got so like I knew obviously that like Twitter and social media would blow up about it, but like the next day I woke up and it was still people, throwing their joke. It's like, dude, come on. I mean, I was over it that night. Man. I threw out one tweet and I was like, all right, I'm done. But
Well, I think it's like you had said before about like people taking a huge political stance with that. Do you really think that like people who are actually alt-right, I mean, if you're actually alt-right and you saw Logan Paul knocking out that dumb basketball player as like a
mhm.
notch on belt, you're the fucking stupidest god. Like, how could you even want that as a representation or extension of you? That's what I don't understand. Like,
uh,
it's like, what are
dude,
you fucking talking about? What are you
he
talking about?
if he was legitimate alt right, okay, and very or extreme right, in the fucking trumped up, repping it every day, putting it on his YouTube channel, all that shit, which he doesn't. If that guy, if the bell rang and I was, an alt right guy and a supporter, and I watched that kid come out and fight like that, I'd shoot him. I'd be like, this kid has nothing to do with our side of the party. That is embarrassing.
I would absolve. I would wash my hands of that. Be like, I don't want anything to do with that. That's fucking like that's us.
I was
No.
like, whoa, did we forget to train? It's so funny. They did all this buildup, and it's like, wait, did we forget to train for this? And he's just like, ah! And it's like, all right, shit, we should have probably trained for this a little bit. That would be sick, though, if Jake Paul does accept the alt-right, and in his next fight, he comes out, and he's got a fucking Hitler lookalike coming out like Jimmy Hart just comes out. Like, yeah!
Blinged up Hitler comes out behind him.
Dude, that's his hype man. He just comes out before him. He's like, we up in here. We up in here.
No, it's a master race. Come on. Look at the rings.
That would be sick, though, if they had a Hitler that because, like, if you think about it, Paul Bear kind of looks like a fat Hitler. If a Hitler lookalike came out, it was Paul Bear, and he was pretending the urn was Nate Robinson. He's like,
Dude, it would be Logan Paul Bearer, dude. That's what it would be, dude. Logan Paul puts on all the weight.
comes out, he's like,
Dude.
His face is powdered white.
Dude, Logan Paul Bearer is the best.
He comes out with, dude, if Logan Paul Bearer comes out with Jake Paul as his hype man, that would be so sick, dude.
How could that now I feel bad because we're giving them $1 million ideas right now. I don't understand.
I mean, come on, who listens to this? It's gonna be fucking influential. Come on, we can. All of our ideas either get stolen or just not listened to, which is absurd because we have put out probably around $6.7 billion worth of ideas. I don't even want to go down the list. Roof canoes, Logan Paul Bear. There's two. You're up at $500,000 right now, dude.
The rights alone. That's right. Beyond our wildest dreams.
Dude, you and me need to go on the Shark Tank and just walk out and be like roof canoes. All right, paying in bells. Logan Paul Bear. All right, just tell me when to stop. All right, I'm putting out gold here, baby. Which reminds me, blinged out Hitler.
I go to a fucking bank. I'm like, all right, I want to take out a loan for $67,000. Listen, Logan Paul Bearer.
They're like, what? You're like, maybe you didn't hear me right. Logan Paul Bear. I'll take those in 20s.
I don't even have a printed out picture of either. I just have a drawing of what I think is. I'm like,
it's just a stick figure holding like an urn.
Yeah, with an arrow.
Here's my business plan, man.
I just slide it back like you can.
Yeah, you're like, that's copyrighted too. I wrote the little C in the bottom right. Don't try and steal that.
Circle with a C. It's like, see that? Like, that's an @ symbol. I'm like, oh.
Oh, dude. Before I forget, dude, I want to give we should give a fucking shout out to our boy who's held down right now, who's probably going to be able to listen to this.
Yeah.
Over in New Zealand. Fucking Jaden is over in New Zealand locked down. So
I hope he
what
gets
kind of commissary he gets, dude. Like and Jaden, if you're listening, dude, I don't know if you can reach out. I don't know if anybody sneaks a phone in there. But if you want to put something on your commissary, dude, I mean, I am not a stranger to putting money on commissaries of convicted criminals. I mean, dude, Gator was eating right for about 2 days with me, dude.
Man.
But yeah, shout out to the whole New Zealand and South Africa crew, dude.
Oh yeah, we got that fucking. You got the email about how we're trending in South Africa tonight.
Yeah, well, me and Jimmy are on this site where it's like it legitimately breaks down your podcast reviews, but it goes as listens, which is more accurate than as opposed to like, because no one knows how the Apple ratings work. It doesn't matter. Like dude, if you look at like the top 100 on Apple comedy podcasts or whatever podcasts, some of them have like less than like 20 reviews, but they're like ranked 36. So nobody fucking knows. But this one kind of breaks down the listens and the downloads. So that's how they rank it. So that's where we are with New Zealand and South Africa. So shout out to them, fucking shout out Partide. Honestly, I don't even know what that is. And I spelled it wrong. I didn't know it was it's like part P-A-R-T and then T-I-D-E. I was like, what's that? But apparently it's a big like Civil War kind of thing. I don't know. It's not great. I know Trevor Noah literally never stops talking about it. So
shout out Hotel Rwanda too. You guys.
Yeah, but yeah, but we were joking about it, but I think our best bet right now is, and I think our goal is to keep doing what we're doing and just, fuck the States, dude. Let's get huge in New Zealand, go there, fucking ball out on the Flight of Concords, take control and just live there because they're open.
Yeah, man, they're way open, dude.
You think I'm scared to fucking pick up and move to New Zealand? You're out of your fucking mind. The fucking states stink. Philly's locked down again. We're about to get the fucking balls beat off us tonight by Seattle. I am fine to go over to I'll go to Mordor tomorrow, dude. I got no problem with it.
New Zealand won. Good beaches, apparently.
Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful country. I mean, from what I see.
Prisons all in walking distance. Pretty fucking great. What I heard.
Plenty of Kiwis.
They drive.
Did we establish they're talking about the bird, not the fruit, right?
They're both.
But no, why Australians call them Kiwis and why they don't like it? Is it because
the little bird?
Oh, see, I would think it was because of the fruit, because like they're calling them a fruit. Like if I were to call you a fruit in the States, it's like, that's gay. But like over there, they're calling them a bird.
I think the reason, honestly, and this is just me going out on a limb here. I think the reason is they call them Kiwis because Kiwis are small little birds, and that's a small little country compared to Australia. And right. I'm also positive it has something to do with dicks being birds. Like if you have a small little bird.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. I think it's got a dick thing with Australia. Because I think we should. I'm saying Australia's a murder island, man. Everything in Australia can kill you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think we could kind of we could fucking kind of Palestine fucking Israel this thing. You and me could kind of be the mediators. But I'd be sick if we fix the Australia-New Zealand issue. We go over, we get them both in a room, get a couple rugby players from each country, sit them down, and be like, all right, let's cut the Kiwi stuff out. Also, New Zealand, what's your problem? They got every fucking retarded animal in the world. They have bats that look like giraffes over there. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, you could easily call them one of that. They got the ugliest animals in the world. Yeah, they're all deadly, but still. Yeah. I don't know. It's like, I thought they were calling them Kiwis, like as the fruit. They're calling them Kiwi as the bird. And you're saying that's a problem. I thought Kiwis, like the bird, was a problem in New Zealand too. That'd be funny too if they started just referring to people, Americans, as like, yo, good luck, homeless. I'm like, whoa. It's like, good luck, national debt. I'm like, I'm over here with these national debtors. They start calling out our real issues. They're like, yeah, good luck, universal health care. Like that one cuts deep.
Opioid crisis is like, got a couple of opioids over here. Can't get anywhere.
Yeah, like calling people Yanks from the States. I don't know why. That's not offensive.
No, I don't even give a shit about that.
I mean,
That's
Christ,
like-
we've celebrated it since the 30s or whenever the Yankees established their baseball team. They're like, that's a good team name. I'll go with that. But yeah, that's our goal. I think right now is to keep just bringing in, because we got fucking we got our two dogs over there in New Zealand. Once it locked down right now, but that's fine. But as long as they keep spreading the word here, I think we'll be in Wellington within a year. I that's my prediction, and not maybe to live, but to do a show. I'm dead serious. I'll be in Wellington for at least a week within a year. We will have this show, and it's going to be hilarious because we're going to walk out, and it's going to be like, it's got a real fucking, one of those movies where it's like some random kid finds an old band, and he's like, "What happened to these guys?" They're huge. It's like the Sugar Man documentary when they think he's dead, and then he just shows up and he's huge in South Africa. Dude, we could Sugar Man this whole thing, dude. I don't know if you guys seen Sugar Man doc, but watch it. It's amazing. Brilliant art, brilliant musician, and he's huge in South Africa.
Dude, we go full David Hasselhoff. We just like no one knows what we do in America, but we go to fucking a different country. Everyone's like, we're fucking gods. That would.
I'll take that in a heartbeat. The states stink right now, dude. And dude, I could already see you drunkenly eating a hamburger on a beach. You could do that shit.
Dude, that's fine.
He was like, "Listen, I'm the Hoff."
I'm like, I'll let you know. You don't know who I am. I'm people in New Zealand for whatever reason know who I am. It's like, dude, I get every DUI in New Zealand. That is like,
dude, you'll definitely go to jail.
On
dude, that's no. Go ahead.
Just saying, like, it's not just in a car. It's like he's got one in a plane. He's got one on an ATV. He's got one in a car, a boat. How did he even get? He got a DUI on a skateboard. We don't even get how that works, but he did.
Ooh, all right.
Deweys. Come on.
Let's wrap this up. We got to wrap this up because I want to play some Zone before Birds. I don't know. What do you got coming up?
The only thing I got coming up is on December 13th, I will be with Aaliyah Janine and the one and only Mick Foley at Coney Island. So that's on the 13th of December.
No offense, but that's literally the only place they should have that show. Like a diving horse should take off right before it.
It's at a drive-in movie theater. It's pretty fucking. It'll be fucking.
It's in a steel cage.
Dude, I'm waiting for him to show up like Cactus Jack and be like, "You're going down." It's like,
that'd be funny. That's how Aaliyah brings you guys out. She just throws you off the top of a steel cage onto a stage.
I do stand up with my tooth in my hair.
I don't know what I got coming up because who the fuck knows what's gonna happen. My next shows right now, December 11th, December 12th, down at McGooby's Joke House in Maryland. I'll be featuring for Soder, but I mean, hopefully it stays on. I don't know. Who the fuck knows at this point? And then after that, I don't know. But yeah, I definitely want to send you the. We're gonna send you the Nate Robinson thing to do, and then I don't know. We'll figure it out. This was fun though. This was good, right? This is good. Yeah. This probably sucked. I don't fucking know. Was it good?
Doesn't matter if it's good because New Zealand will love it, and that's
dude,
all.
As long as New Zealand likes it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not shutting out any other country, especially America. But dude, New Zealand, they've stepped it up. They've stepped it up during the pandemic. They've stepped it up to keep us doing this. And fucking God bless them, dude. They're the best. And fucking Australia, lay off, dude. Lay the fuck off, dude. You guys got your own problems.
Fuck you and fuck you, Tasmania. I don't care what you do. You're not even anything.
Yes, nice reef. Anyway.
Yeah.
Is it that great? I don't think so.
Tasmania. Thanks for Yahoo Serious. Whatever.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. All right, that's good.